Hey everybody, welcome to this Columbusland conversation. My name is John Umland. I'm here with screenwriter and Professor Angus Fletcher. Angus, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we are talking about The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, and the final chapter in the Hobbit trilogy and the Tolkien envisioning of Peter Jackson.
It's amazing. I never thought we would get to this point.
I know.
Apparently, yeah, it's here. It's upon us.
It is upon us. And we are excited at the Film Center because we are partnering with the Center for Medieval and Renaissance Studies to present a special screening of the film. We have a variety of local vendors who are going to be providing Hobbit and Tolkien-themed and medieval-themed food and beverage for people to enjoy. So let's talk a little bit about this entire Peter Jackson re-envisioning of the Tolkien universe.
The Hobbit itself has an incredible charm to it. And there's this tremendous intimacy with the characters. All of the characters, they don't come across as these huge, larger-than-life epic figures. They come across as these really interesting individuals who have just kind of wandered into your living room and are delighting you with their strangeness.
Certainly it has like a childlike, it is a childlike view of the world. These very pure, straight ideas of good versus evil are very childlike and simplistic, but they're almost sophisticated in that way. And
the marvelous and wonderful thing about The Hobbit is it starts out with this guy. He's middle-aged, even though he's a hobbit. We tend to forget that he's middle-aged. But he's middle-aged, and he kind of really hasn't done that much with his life. He's been hanging out at his house most of his life. And then all of a sudden, a wizard comes to the door. And the wizard says to him, I have the most extraordinary thing, and only you can do it. And I feel like my whole adult life I've been waiting for that wizard to come and tell me what my purpose is.
And at the same time, ultimately, it comes down to Bilbo to make the decision to step out and have this adventure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's just this extraordinary, literally tiny character. I mean, the great joy of it is this individual who nobody accounts for, who nobody thinks is capable of accomplishing anything, somehow manages to do the most extraordinary, tremendous things. And I think the appeal of fantasy literature is that, in this large sense, because at the very basis of fantasy literature is the sense that one person can create a world. I mean, that's what Tolkien did when you get down to the bottom of it. This world did not exist before he created it.
Yeah, and that's how, I mean, mountains of great human accomplishment have been reached, right? Is through this ability to connect childhood imagination and wonderment with the ability for adults to actually get things done.
Yes.
In ways that children just can't do because they don't have the skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that the joy of these movies is to put you back in touch with that sense of it really is an adventure. I mean, Jackson has created something that would not have existed without him. You can create something that would not have existed without you. And one of the tremendous things about Peter Jackson is here's a man whose imagination never seems to be exhausted. Yep. Here's a man who always seems to have a sense of there's more to build, there's more to do, there's more to create. And so the power and the passion of his vision is something that at least helps transport me back into the sense of a new world.
Yeah. Well, I think if you want to come be transported to another world and capture that childlike imagination and feeling of excitement and wonder, The Hobbit is premiering on December 17th. That is the final installment in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings and Tolkien universe, now 6-part endeavor. The Center for Medieval and Renaissance Studies is going to be hosting 2 screenings on the night of the 17th. For more information, you can visit cmrs.osu.edu. And for more showtimes, visit gatewayfilmcenter.com. Angus, thanks a lot for talking with us today.
Thank you for having me, and enjoy the film.